In this video, I'll show you how to get paid while you're learning and give you a few examples. I'll use examples that I've actually done myself and also just cover a few other ideas, but hopefully you can apply this to what you want to learn. Let's look at some that I did then. This is when I first started to use 3D software. I just made some letters here, put them into a Word and extruded them, which just means to make them thicker. That's very easy to do. I did some different words and uploaded them to Shutterstock and have been making money from these. As I got better, I just did some better and better examples. This is the software that I used then. It's 3D Max, and you can actually do some really detailed stuff with this when you learn it well. I just got up to maybe intermediate level. Here's another simple example that I did, which is a box. It's basically shapes, so it's a box shape, make the edges curved, and then do some inserts which are just letters. And these are really easy to do. You just remove the place by using a minus sign, really, to remove this part here. This is a more of an intermediate one, but it was still fairly easy. I used a rectangle shape, I curved the edges, and then here I made a shape and subtracted it from the rectangle to make this like inset part. And then I made a shape for the thermometer and made another shape inside for the red part. And the outside shape here is using a glass effect on it. And that's easy. You can just add effects to these different shapes to make it look like glass or to make it look like a liquid. So as I gradually learned more, I just made some more difficult images. This is where I studied photography. So I just got an apple, made a white background, and then stuck a note on it like this. And then people can use it to put their own note on it. And this was one of the first images that I made. So nice and simple. Here's another one. The actual lighting isn't very good here. You've got too many shadows really. So this was again one of the first images that I made. As I improved, I started cutting out some images. This one behind is a photo that I took somewhere in Europe when I went skiing, and the one in the front was actually taken in the Philippines, and then I just joined them together by cutting this out. So I was learning to do different things. I tried a bit of green screen, and some of it was a white screen background, and then added some images to the back of it. This was as I was improving. And here's another one where I just cut out the image here of the girl and added it to this image that I took of the box. So as I got better, I could just try different things. This is once I got a lot better. This was actually quite a few years later because I stopped photography. I went on to doing illustrations and then I came back to photography. I just think this is a lot better. I started using Lightroom instead of Photoshop, and I just had more of an idea of the lighting. So I got a good lighting effect here. And I think these images are better. And also I could do these a lot quicker once I got to this stage. Now I do think microstock photography is good for learning, but I think there are other ways that you can then make money from it. I didn't take it any further because I stopped doing photography and illustrations. It's actually because I started having problems with the typing from RSI, repetitive strain injury. So I went on to some other things that are a bit less intensive, so making websites and doing videos. I didn't go on any further, but there are other people that have, and I'd like to introduce you to a person called Brendan Van Son. I'll be doing a video about him in the next couple of days, so you can have a look out for that one. He also started by doing stock photography, and now his money doesn't really come from stock photography. He's got an octopus, he calls it, where it shows where his money comes from. And this was February 2018, so this was last month. Editorial was $0, commercial $1,000, social media $900, stock photography only $100, assignments $3,000, vlogging $1,100, his blog $200, and that's actually a total of $6,350. So he's making a lot, but he started off with stock photography, and that's how he got better and made his first money. He was earning enough money to travel, and then he started getting other income. That's what I recommend. It's a good way to start. Just improve your photography or your illustrations, and then once you've improved it and you think it's worthy, then start looking at these other ways. So as I say, I'll do a video about that, and I'll do that in the next couple of days. This is a software that I bought and I learned, and I like the software, but I used it for promoting my websites. But you can also make money out of it. It's called Explaindio, and it's making explainer videos. And then you can go ahead and probably the easiest way is to start selling them on Fiverr.com. If you do a search for explainer videos, then you can see what they're charging and what they're doing. But I've seen people actually using this software, Explaindio, or another one which is called Video Maker FX, and then they've been selling them on Fiverr.com. So that's just another idea, and there are actually lots more ideas, but I'm just doing some that I'm actually familiar with. This Explaindio software is really easy to start, and I'll just show you a few examples that I've made. That just takes a few seconds to do, really. You just put an image there and then you set it so it draws it. Those are actually some really quick ones. I've got some longer ones in other places, but those are just some ones that I was going to show you. I actually just use those for Twitter, so they're only a few seconds long, but I've made them that are several minutes long as well. So with that, you can do things like writing by hand, or you can do some slideshows, or do video backgrounds and then some text on the front, that type of thing. And I quite like that software. I'll also make a video of how to use that software, and I'll do that in the next few days as well. So Explaindio is a quick way to start, and if you enjoy doing it and you want to get better, then you can start using software like Adobe, and they've got lots of different animation software. Here you can see they've got Adobe Animate, and they've got one here, Character Animation. As you get better, you can then learn this software and then get more money for the videos that you're making. Those are three that I'm familiar with, but there are so many more things you can do. If you look on Fiverr, then there are lots of categories. Even under video and animation, you've got these whiteboard explainers, intros, promotional videos, different ones here to do with music, adding music to videos, and then character animations. Lots of things you can make money with, and that's just in the video and animation category. Here you've got music, so if you're into music, you can do some sound effects and voiceovers. A fairly easy one here is to set up WordPress sites. It doesn't take that long to learn how to do it, but people avoid it because they think it's difficult. It's all made from plugins, so it's quite easy to just find the plugins that are useful and add those. So that's another way you can make money. And once you get good at that, then you can go freelance and get more money from freelancer websites. So those are just some different ways, but have a look on Fiverr.com and you can see a lot more ways of learning something and then making some money from it.